Good morning, Internet, or evening, or afternoon, any time of day that it may currently be where you are. Wow, that was a great introduction, and then I completely forgot what I was going to say. Incredible. So, my name is SJ. It stands for whatever you want. But the reason that I'm talking to you now, in person with my face, is that there's something that I've just kind of been wanting to talk about for a long time, and it was important enough that I wanted to actually talk about it, like face to face, well, not face to face, but face to webcam, because it's something that I feel very strongly about, and that I think is very important. And it's along the same lines as It Gets Better, but with a slightly different audience, because the only problems in life don't come from outside sources. A lot of problems in life come from outside sources, but not all of them. And often the ones that are most difficult to deal with and the most persistent and the hardest to get away from, certainly the hardest to get away from, are the ones that come from inside yourself. Because no matter where you go, there you are, you know, and problems from within yourself are things that I've been struggling with for a very long time, pretty much almost as long as I can remember. And in particular, it's been depression, which the best way I can describe depression to people who have never been depressed, which, you know, first of all, that's great. I'm really happy for you that you've never had to deal with that. But the best way that I can describe it is it's like a black fog that clouds everything, that you can't get out of and you can't get away from, and it makes you feel completely alone and completely lost and alienated, and that there's nothing there but you and the black fog. And that's not true, because it's just fog, you know, and it'll go away. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it'll last forever. And, you know, if you've been living in that black fog for long enough, it gets really hard to remember what it was like when it wasn't there. But there will come a time when it's not there anymore. And, you know, maybe if you're lost in that black fog, maybe you can get out on your own, and maybe you can't. And that's okay. It's okay to need help, and it's okay to ask for it, and it's okay to go get it and demand it from people. Because I've always hated that you know, cry for attention, cry for help thing, because, yeah, it's a cry for attention, and also a cry for help, and also a cry for a million different things, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the cry is, because no matter what they're saying, you have to listen. What they're asking for, when anyone is asking for attention or help or anything, is just to have somebody listen to what they have to say. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do if you're not depressed, is listen to people who are. And if you are depressed, find someone who will listen. And it can be difficult, especially if, you know, especially because it's hard. It's hard to listen to things that are sad for everybody, but it's still necessary, because if you don't have anywhere to put all of that extra feeling and emotion and pent up stuff, it just gets stuck. It gets stuck inside of you, and it festers, and it gets worse and worse. And it gets clogged, and it gets hard to get rid of. But the thing... Oh, don't go to sleep. Sorry, my computer went to a screensaver because I was talking for too long, apparently. But the thing that I wanted to say, the TLDR bottom line, is that it gets better. This thing is not unbeatable. It is not permanent. It's not even powerful. It's just insidious. And you are stronger than it is. It may have been there for a long time. It may be sneaky and clingy and infectious. But you are stronger. Every human being is stronger than they know, especially when it comes to things that are coming from inside you. Because they're from you. They're only as strong as you let them be. And I know it's hard to fight back. And I know sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter. But I swear to God it does. I swear to God it makes a difference. And it's not something that you can just beat it once and it'll be done with. It's an ongoing battle. You have to run just to stay in place. But it's better to run than not. It's better to stay where you are than to get dragged back. And, I mean, ask any fitness professional, they'll tell you running's good for you. But it's... In some ways I'm recording this for myself, so that I can come back and look at it and remember that I said these things. Because some days I don't believe myself when I say that things are going to get better. And maybe having it on tape will help, and maybe it won't, but sometimes you just have to say these things out loud. And sometimes you have to tell the whole internet about things that are really none of their business. But we're all human. We're all imperfect, and we're all amazing. And don't ever forget that. And don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise, and especially don't let yourself ever tell you otherwise. Because you're worth more than that. You're worth a whole hell of a lot. It gets better. This is SJ, signing off.